Hey, sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Bucky's Sports Show. I got BA with me this evening. We're going to talk some college football. Finally.
Finally, college football's back.
I tell you what, when your baseball team sucks,
I understand.
college football can't get here soon enough.
No, we got week 0. They call it week 0. So, like I said, ready to get started.
Yeah, week 0, but man, you start off with a pretty solid game. First game of the year, Iowa State, Kansas State, number 22, number 17.
Playing it over in Ireland. Is that where we're playing that game at?
Yeah, I think it's Dublin.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to start the season. A lot of good games. A lot of programs trying to get to that college football playoff that will be in the first couple of weeks. You know, week 0 and 1. Some big games that could decide a factor in that down the road. So a lot of ranked teams playing against each other. So like I said, it starts off the season with a bang.
Yeah. A lot of fun games. Actually, when you look at week 0, not only do you have like Iowa State, K-State, you have some other names in Fresno State, Kansas, Stanford at Hawaii. You got it's kind of lined up to be kind of an interesting day if you're wanting to bet it.
Yeah, I mean it's we're all about the old DraftKings and all the other betting sites. So, we're definitely going to be on that. And we'll see. I haven't seen the lines yet that came out, so I am pulling up the DraftKings as we speak and trying to get some lines here. So, I've got Kansas State as a 3-point favorite against Iowa State, and like I said, that's a 12 p.m. start. UNLV, Idaho State. UNLV is a heavy favorite there.
Yes.
26.5. Kansas, Fresno State could be an interesting game.
Yeah, Kansas is one of those teams you just never know whether to trust or not. I mean,
right, and they're a 12.5-point favorite. Looks like they're at home.
Yeah.
Hawaii is the late. It's not a late start. It's actually 7:30. And it's Stanford at Hawaii. Hawaii's a 2.5-point favorite. Stanford has really struggled the last, 6-7 years, 5-6 years.
Yeah, and now it's crazy. They're in the ACC.
Yeah. So
that still just blows my mind.
It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around that, but hey, the world of college sports is ever changing. So
yes,
that seems to be what we're going to deal with. Let's start with that. Let's start with that Kansas State Iowa State game.
Yep.
I'm going to put the money on Kansas State. I just feel like they're bringing quite a bit back from last year, and
K-State 3.5. I like them to cover that.
I like K-State to cover. UNLV Idaho State. I don't know enough about Idaho State.
That'd probably be one I would avoid, because it's 26.5, and I don't know anything about either one.
If I would take anything, I'd add them to like a 5-team parlay, and I would just take UNLV to money line.
Yeah,
it's not going to pay anything. It's minus 5,000. May give you a little bit, a few dollars, but it
makes the 4:00 game a little more interesting.
It does. Kansas, Fresno State. I'd have to do a little bit more research. I would probably take Fresno State laying the 12.5.
Yeah.
12.5,
That seems high for Kansas.
And like I said, I'll have to do a little bit more research on that. But right now, I'd be leaning towards 12.5 Fresno State to cover. And then Western Kentucky, Sam Houston. Again, probably would add Western Kentucky to a parlay money line. 10.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would probably just take the money line at negative 410. And then the Stanford Hawaii game.
That one's the interesting one, I think.
Hawaii's 2.5-point favorite playing at home.
Yep.
I would probably take Stanford the plus 2.5.
Yeah.
Or buy it to a plus 3.5.
Yeah.
I would probably buy the line to 3.5 and take Stanford. So let's just kind of see what we would get there on a Kansas State to cover. UNLV money line. Fresno State to cover. Western Kentucky money line. And a Stanford at 3.5. So let me change the lines. So a $10 bet would pay $78.38. And that's probably what I'll go with this weekend.
Yeah.
$10 bet, $78.38. To get some nice stuff started here. So, we talked about, the start of the season. That's what we're looking for. So
Yep.
college football, and then it leaks into next week, which we'll cover it next week. But we also have games next week starting on Thursday. There's games
Yes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Yes.
being the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And some great games then. But we'll cover that on next
Yeah,
week's episode.
We'll talk about that. But looking at week one, is there any team that you're excited, look forward to watching?
I'm looking forward to the Ohio State and
Yeah, but just on the year, is there a team that
Penn State.
Penn State?
I'm looking to see. Penn State arguably could be the number one team in the nation right now.
Yeah.
They're returning everything, but the Texas Ohio State game to me, that first week
That could be game of
could
the
be
year.
the national
Yeah,
championship
that could be
later
game
on
of
in
the
the
year.
season.
That could very well be game of the
So
year.
both them teams are stacked. They're coming in with high expectations. Another team I'm ready to see is and people are going to think we're crazy, is IU.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why the IU schedule is weak, I know that I keep getting beat down by that. That is fine. It is weak.
Here's my thing on that. And of course, those that don't know, we're an hour 15 from
Right.
Bloomington. Grew up IU fans. 365 days ago, there's a nothing program.
Correct.
And now, it's a joke schedule.
Yep.
So, people just hate IU, which is fine.
Yep.
Because Signetti's going to force that on his players that, look, they're just, no one's going to be for you.
Right.
It's us versus the world.
I've seen
And to a point, he's not wrong.
No. And he likes to be that guy. He likes to be in that situation.
Yeah.
It's a great motivator. But he has went out and recruited, had a great recruiting season. As far as high school players and the portal. Picked arguably maybe the second best quarterback in the portal.
Yeah.
Got him to come here. He's making a name at IU. And year in, year out. So, okay, our non-conference schedule is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still playing the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You're still playing the Big Ten. So if he can get out of there with 2 losses this year,
Right.
Another successful season. And like I said, it's building a program, and this guy builds programs.
Yeah.
He's not there just to win games, one and done. He's there to build a program. So I'm excited about that. I also like to see Alabama, what they do this year, the second year under the new coach.
Yeah, they had an off year for Alabama last year. It'd be
They
interesting to see
They did.
if they can bounce back.
Again, playing in the SEC, it's going to be a battle every week.
Yeah.
Another team that I'm kind of interested in is Vanderbilt, how they made huge strides last year in the SEC. Can they do that again? Can they get into a decent-sized bowl? A lot of things out there that's kind of, what will Georgia do again? Georgia, year in, year out, they're going to be in your top. But, they lost their quarterback to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
But what does Georgia do? They don't rebuild. They just reload. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like Ohio State
yeah.
and all the rest of the big dogs. So that'll be an interesting team. Just a lot of fun teams. Clemson's getting a lot of pub right now. A lot
They
of press
are.
for Clemson.
They are.
Some people has them as a national champion.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Clemson, but they are well coached, and if you give Debo some talent, they can win a lot of football games. So
Yeah.
SEC's not as strong, in my opinion, as the Big Ten or the SEC. The ACC's not as strong.
No.
So you get Debo a chance. He can run the table there a little bit possibly. So, like I said, a lot of good games, a lot of good interesting games, and I'm kind of looking to see a lot of these guys that enter the transfer portal that were stars at their previous school
Mm-hmm.
to see how they do in a different program.
Yeah.
And just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Some other hot topic off the subject of college football
Mm-hmm.
is the Colts announcing Danny Dimes as their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And I've got a take on that. I mean, a lot of the press, a lot of social media are bashing the Colts' decision here, and a lot of people out here around Indiana are not happy with the situation. But in my opinion, this may be their best chance to win right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, is the Colts have one of the best running backs in the game in Taylor. They don't need a great quarterback. They need a okay to good quarterback.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
Right.
They need someone to make good decisions. Jones has had his problems, don't get me wrong, but he's got more experience right now. Richardson has done nothing to prove that he's heads and tails better than
No.
Jones.
No.
As a matter of fact, Jones has probably looked better than him in the preseason games.
Jones had much better numbers in the preseason.
And I'm also going to take this. Steichen and the coaching staff and the Colts management, they are with these guys every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So they see these guys in the classroom watching film.
Yep.
They see these guys on the field every day.
Yep.
So, and they're kind of on the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
So they're not going to make a decision.
Hey.
They're going to make a decision that they feel is best for them to win right now.
There are a lot of Colts fans wanting that GM gone.
Yes, and Ballard should be gone a long time ago.
And I was one of them.
Yeah, I am too. Ballard should be, and I'm not per se a Colts fan. I root for one, but I'm a Raiders fan. But still, as an outsider looking in, it's, in my opinion, their best chance to win right now.
Yeah.
Richardson didn't do anything to shoot him in front of Daniel Jones.
No.
And Jones won with the Giants. He got to the playoffs when he had a running back in Barkley.
Yep.
When Barkley had a good year, they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Taylor has a good year. There's no reason why the Colts can't sneak in and go to the playoffs.
Right. And my take on it is, if it works out, you're going to the playoffs.
Right.
Because you play in a pretty weak division.
Right.
So you just got to beat the Texans,
Yep.
in all actuality. If it doesn't work out, then it's almost like a suck for luck type of year.
Yeah.
Because the quarterback class is pretty strong.
It is. And everybody's, you don't know what Manning's going to do. Is he going to come out? Is he not going to come out? We haven't seen enough from Arch Manning anyhow at Texas to make that decision.
Right.
I honestly think he'll stay for another year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a financial decision for him.
Well, no.
It's not a financial decision.
With NIL money now, hey, when is it now?
Exactly. But even with that, it's not a financial decision for him.
No.
It's a when I am ready to go. And he may need another year.
Yeah.
Or he might be, could be also what team picks first and where would be the best home for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to have a lot of people in his corner that knows the in and outs.
Yep.
Not just Joe Schmo sitting here behind a computer screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel about this decision making of them picking Daniel Jones. Is they see this guy on a daily basis. They see these people.
I mean, we've coached.
Right.
No one knows a team better than the people that are around the team every single day in the gym, on the field, whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
So all the talking heads like us that
Right.
are upset about Richardson not being the starting QB.
Right.
Well, they're not there. They don't know.
Right. And the thing with Richardson was he has the athletic ability. Number one, he has trouble staying healthy, which that is what it is. But also, he had some last year where I hate to say it, but he kind of gave up on the team, and that doesn't set well with some of the former players and some of the present players. So I'm not saying that's happened this year, but maybe it's a wake up call that Jones is coming in. He's going about his business, and maybe Jones can learn, or maybe Richardson can learn from this. But I wasn't a huge fan of the pick at the start.
I thought it was a terrible pick
because he had trouble with the same type of passes at Florida.
Yeah,
he has trouble laying one in there on a 7-yard route pass in the flats that he just can't make that throw, and he couldn't at Florida.
And I believe the last time he played an entire season without being hurt was in junior high.
Probably right. I don't know the exact date, but I wouldn't surprise me.
I know he is hurt all through Florida.
Yeah. So, like I said, with that athletic ability, size, all that, yeah, he checks all the boxes. But was it worth a first-round pick? Or I would say it was a good pick if you got him in the fourth.
Yeah.
If you got him in the fourth or fifth round, that's a project pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a project pick.
Yeah.
But I just was never sold on that pick for him to be picked that high.
No, I'd love seeing a position change with him.
Yeah, and
because he's a fantastic runner.
He is, but I'm telling you this right now, they might have the best pick in the draft so far that I've seen in Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Warren has been impressive in his preseason.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying but he is going to have a good season.
Yeah.
They have a tight end target now that they haven't had since probably Dallas Clark.
Right.
And we're talking this guy is I wouldn't put him in Brock Bowers category yet, but he is a guy that can turn some heads early in his career.
Mm-hmm.
and possibly definitely help their passing game, their short passing game.
Yeah.
But you've got to be able to get the ball to him. That's it.
Well, yeah. That's
got to be able to throw the
ball.
That's
going to be the issue.
Richardson has some troubles back getting that, like I said, that 7-yard pass. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But excited for the NFL season. Been watching probably a little bit more preseason than I have in the past. And I think it's because of all these teams having these new players now and kind of seeing how they're going to fit in the system. And you're seeing a lot more starters playing early.
Mm-hmm.
And then setting out the last 2 games of the preseason. So, I've been kind of watching that to see, how things are going to adjust. Of course, me being a Raiders fan, I watched them a couple times and see how Geno Smith's going to do as their quarterback. We've definitely upgraded there. The bad thing about my Raiders is everybody in the West is upgraded.
Yeah.
As well as the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders are a lot better than they were.
Yeah.
But so is every team in the West.
Right.
So it's gonna. The Chiefs have gotten better. They went out and got some more players, and they've gotten more depth now too. So like I said, it's going to be interesting. But with the Raiders and Brock Bowers, we got a running back now. So we're going to be better. But I still don't think we're the cream of the crop in the West by no means.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else for this week?
No, just watching my Cardinals has been painful.
Please. We can't even beat the White Sox.
I just don't understand the Cardinals' decision making at the time we were 5 back in the playoffs. And then do we want to be a seller? Do we want to be a buyer? We're kind of a seller. We weren't a buyer at all. So it's kind of like, what do you do?
But what are you when you buy Eric Fetty from a team?
Well, you can have him. I mean, it's I don't know. Best thing the White Sox did was call up Montgomery.
I
Though
tell you what, Colson Montgomery.
he's the real deal.
I also enjoyed him when he was beating Linton Miners in this regional in high school baseball a long time ago.
He was the real deal, and he's showing it. He's definitely a one of those guys I think will be around for several years and have a great career.
Well,
I just don't understand why the White Sox just haven't done that earlier. I mean, there's a team that
went up to Toledo to a game, and Colson Montgomery was playing that night, and I made a comment. Why is he still here?
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, I'm sure some sort of financial thing to do with his contract.
Probably contract and control and all that stuff.
So, like I said, they know more about it than I do, but you just sit back and think, what's the deal there? That's the same way with the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got a lot of young guys down there in the minors, and I don't know why we're still. Apparently, we're high on Nolan Gorman. I mean, his 260 or 228 batting average, as pretty much year in year out. But we're just going to stand by him and think he's going to develop. Yeah. I just don't see what they see in him. He brings nothing to the table.
Well, let me ask you this about the Cardinals, because I just saw a couple knuckleheads on TikTok like us talking about the Cardinals possibly moving out of the downtown St. Louis to either Earth City or across the river.
They're not going anywhere. They're staying right where they are. That ballpark's one of the best in the country.
That's the
ballpark is one of the best in the country, and it's got the ballpark village next to it. It's got the entire baseball atmosphere in that 6 city blocks there or whatever it is. They don't need to go anywhere. Now, will I say that neighborhood is bad to get away from it? It's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get out of there alive, you feel like you've done something. But still, that area around that ballpark is geared towards baseball.
They were talking about the infrastructure of the sewer and the water drainage being a $500 million cost to upgrade that below.
They'll figure it out.
So
these cities will figure it out. They've got enough money. They make enough money off of.
But downtown St. Louis can't afford to lose the Cardinals.
No. It'll
because that place would. Gosh! If downtown's without the Cardinals, it's over for them.
Whoever said that, they're on crack. So we're good.
Cardinal fans.
Well, there's that.
All right. Anything else?
No. Good to go.
All right, I'll wrap up this week's episode. We will be back next week and talking a lot of week 1. A lot of fantastic games next week.
Yep.
So we'll be back, discuss those, and
be gearing down towards the playoffs in baseball. So we'll be getting, talking a little baseball possibly. Speaking of that, 9 home runs by the Yankees last night.
9?
Not a huge fan, but 9 home runs is something to talk about. I mean, that's a good night.
That's a good number.
Yep.
Good for your dad, at least.
Yeah, it is.
And my dad.
Yep.
2 Garys like the Yankees. Ugh. All right. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Have anything you want us to discuss? Email us at buckysportshow@gmail.com. And we will see you next time.
Have a good evening.